The Bride is the latest film from director Maggie Gyllenhaal, and the newest interpretation of The Bride of Frankenstein. And I was really anticipating this movie. I was very impressed with Maggie Gyllenhaal's debut feature, The Lost Daughter, and I think a lot of people were. She got nominated for an Oscar for it. It's essentially this one of the big movies of its year, and from what we saw from the stills trailer, this looked like it was going to be a fun time, and it was an interesting time. I'll give it that. I definitely feel there are criticisms just saying people saying that Maggie Gyllenhaal is a terrible director, and how essentially she's a hack, was a failed actor, was a failed filmmaker, and that's just not true because I don't think you can call The Bride objectively a failure. This takes some swings and it's definitely trying to do something more than just what we're seeing. And I respect it for that. There is good stuff in here. Score is pretty interesting. Performances around are very good in this movie. Cinematography definitely does a lot of interesting stuff here. And this movie is going to have its audience. I do feel that. I just don't think it worked for me. And I think if I were to describe the movie, just maybe compare it to other movies, I would say it feels like if you took the sensationalism and just debauchery of freaking natural born killers, and then you put in the nonsense and the lack of logic of Joker Folie à Deux, and you would have The Bride. Because that's honestly a lot of what this movie is doing. This movie, I think, is trying to say something, particularly towards violence towards women and oppression, but I just don't think it really gets there. It wants to be this Bonnie and Clyde type of movie, but then it also wants to be the freaking accused at some points, and the two just don't really mesh for me. And yeah, as I said, the sensical nature of the movie is really jarring. It's fun for some points, but there's parts, particularly in the beginning, where I'm like, what is this movie? And this is going to be a spoiler, but but I don't think it's too much spoiler to say that the story is semi-narrated by Mary Shelley, and it's not like, oh, she's telling a story to a crowd. No, she's in a limbo and has a tumor, and she possesses the body of the bride and kills her, and yet she says, "You love Frankenstein, I'll give you a sequel," or something along those lines. And yet Frankenstein exists in this universe. So it does raise some questions of, is any of what we're seeing real? And that just follows it throughout the movie. There's a bunch of musical scenes throughout which are very impressive, and I definitely think are some of the best stuff of the movie, but it just raises the question of it's not like with typical musical scenes where, everyone's just dancing. No, it definitely is vibe where they just go 100%, they are dancing against their will. No one is controlling this. And it's just really weird moments like them appearing on a projector, but also in a car at the same time. Just reality does not really seem to function in this world. And that'd be fine, but I don't know. There's something about it just feels like it didn't go all the way with it. It feels like parts of it are supposed to be grounded in reality. You're supposed to take this seriously. And other times, it feels like it's getting a little too carried away in its creativity a bit. Definitely feel like it needs to be reeled back, and this might just be me, but I sadly don't think Christian Bale and Jesse Buckley have really good chemistry in this. It's not terrible, but I'm not thinking, oh wow, this is such a good love story, because I don't think the romance is compelling in this, and I think it's supposed to be compelling. So on that angle, I think it's a bit of a failure, but there's also a lot of stuff I also really like in this movie that does make me think I should recommend this to people, because I think this is going to have an audience. I'm just not that audience. Although maybe on a second viewing, I may like it more, but I think it's done stuff that other movies have done before. The whole kind of killers being essentially like fetishized by the media. Natural born killers did that. And freaking and women being harassed and essentially being victimized by men in power. The Batman, I think, did a lot of the stuff that the movie tries to do with that. Essentially, these monsters being essentially creating this cult that essentially take down this mobster that's been terrorizing and killing women. And honestly, just it doesn't do enough new for me, but it also doesn't really do anything old to make me think this is a waste of time. So it's mixed bag. It's got a lot of good stuff, but I don't think it's not really gonna be a thing that I'm really gonna want to revisit, I think.